We begin tonight learning more about the men killed in a mass shooting outside of a Cinco de Mayo celebration over the weekend. The shooting left 3 men dead and 5 others injured. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Tonight, people from several families are mourning their loved ones. 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra spoke with those families earlier today. She's live in Glendale with how they're being remembered. Gabriella?
Well, Mark Kriebe, this entire community is just heartbroken over the tragedy. Several families are feeling the pain of this loss, and they all tell me this shooting should have never happened. The loss of 3 young men is being felt across the valley.
This is a senseless tragedy.
In Glendale, loved ones of Milo Suniga lit candles, released balloons, and prayed for the 21-year-old man who was shot and killed in the parking lot of El Camarón Gigante.
He never left the house without telling us, "Bye, Mama. Good night. Bye, Dad. I love you guys. I'll see you in a little bit."
His parents tell me he was incredibly hardworking with a passion for cars, but above all else, he was a protector.
He was the light of the world. Everybody that he knew, everybody that he met, he always put a smile on their face.
And in El Mirage,
I'm not going to be able to see my boys anymore over this tragedy.
A mother is grieving the loss of 2 sons, shot and killed at the same Cinco de Mayo celebration Sunday night.
I miss him. I miss both of them.
17-year-old Damian Spruill.
Loving, young, 17, whole life ahead of him.
And 21-year-old Christopher Spruill.
Good kid. Very respectful, shy.
As both families grieve, they also seek justice. Their GoFundMe pages created for both of these families to help pay for funeral expenses. We have links to both of those fundraisers on 12news.com. Live in Glendale, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thanks. New at 10, a woman has been indicted for falsely accusing a former Bachelor star of fathering her twins. Laura Owens brought a paternity case against Clayton Eckert, a Scottsdale resident, last July. Eckert denied ever having sex with the woman. Now the Maricopa County Attorney's Office says that Owens altered an ultrasound and lied under oath. She's now facing multiple charges, including fraud and perjury.
A former Phoenix firefighter who destroyed 2 homes was sentenced to 4 years of supervised probation. Gregory Knaus was a firefighter for 18 years. He pled guilty to 1 charge of criminal damage to another person's property as part of a plea deal. Last year, he was arrested by Peoria police after investigators say he drilled holes in the roof of a home and then pumped spray foam into the plumbing and drainage systems. The judge's decision to sentence him to probation comes despite a request for jail time from the prosecutor and both victims.
The battle between the city of Scottsdale and Axon continues to escalate. Tonight, the latest development. Scottsdale city leaders voted to hire outside legal help. This comes after the governor signed a bill last week effectively allowing Axon to move ahead with building its new headquarters in North Scottsdale. The problem is, city leaders say their voters weren't heard. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono was at tonight's city council meeting. She's live outside City Hall tonight. And Bianca, how do residents feel about the decision?
Mark, residents who spoke here at the council meeting are not happy about this, but there are residents who support this. In fact, there's another referendum effort starting up, and folks are trying to gather signatures statewide to again try to put this on the ballot.
Motion does pass.
The Scottsdale City Council voting 5-2 to reserve 100,000 taxpayer dollars to hire outside legal counsel to explore options, all in response to the governor signing Senate Bill 1543 into law.
We don't owe corporate entities anything. We owe the people who live here everything.
It's been dubbed the Axon bill, and it effectively allows the homegrown taser and body camera company to move forward with its new billion-dollar development project near the 101 and Hayden Road. Had that bill not passed, Axon leadership said they would move their company and its jobs out of state. Residents who showed up to the council meeting spoke out in favor of Axon.
It just doesn't make any sense to me to spend all of that tax money to fight a bill that would bring jobs and tax dollars to our city and state.
And I can think of a lot better things to do with our taxpayer money.
But 5 of the council members, including the mayor, say it's not so simple.
This is very bad legislation for our community.
In 2020, Axon bought the land in North Scottsdale, and in 2023, applied to rezone it so their project could also include a hotel and around 2,000 apartment units. In November of last year, the then city council approved it, but some residents weren't happy, starting a petition and gathering enough signatures to place the issue on the November 2026 ballot for voters to make the final call. Senate Bill 1543 blocks that vote.
This is not actually about Axon. This is about the citizens' right for referendum.
Many residents agree, arguing the new law undermines local democracy. So as the city council seeks outside legal advice, the same group that gathered signatures to bring the development to a local vote is now trying to gather signatures to put it on the ballot statewide.
I believe residents deserve for us to hire the best legal minds.
As for Axon, its president releasing a statement following the council's vote, saying he asked to meet with several city council members last week and thought their conversations were productive. He asked the city not to raise the temperature, but they did, saying, quote, "When the Scottsdale City Council decides to lower the temperature, we will be standing by as willing and productive partners." So again, the city council approved up to $100,000 to go towards that outside legal firm. But again, they did say that doesn't guarantee that any sort of legal action will be taken, whether it be against Axon or the state of Arizona. I should note that several council members and the mayor did express interest in coming up with some sort of compromise with Axon, though it's unclear what the next steps are in order to make that happen. We're live in Scottsdale tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. The Department of Justice says that they have successfully dismantled a major drug trafficking network across multiple states, including Arizona. It comes after the DEA announced the largest fentanyl bust in the department's history. In total, they seized over 400 kilograms of fentanyl pills, 13 of those in Phoenix. 16 people were arrested across Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, and Oregon.
New at 10, a heated discussion between a small Arizona town and the largest freight railroad in the country. BNSF is planning on building a massive rail yard that would completely change the town's way of living, and pretty much everyone who attended tonight's meeting was against it. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly was there in Whitman, about an hour northwest of Phoenix, speaking with both sides.
The meeting was meant to address the long list of concerns surrounding the project, but at the end of it, residents were still not happy. It's a discussion that at some moments went off the rails.
You are soulless, greedy, and it's appalling.
Residents of Whitman, Sun City West, and Surprise even walking out halfway through the presentation.
Okay, we're losing control of the meeting. This was supposed to be respectful.
It all surrounds Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad, wanting to build a massive 4,300-acre facility where cargo is transferred between trucks and trains in Whitman.
We believe a project of this magnitude is going to bring so many benefits to the area.
Lena Kent with BNSF said this is a $3.2 billion investment for the county and would bring 76,000 jobs along with it. Anything you like about this project?
No.
No, absolutely not.
However, longtime residents like Kirby Anderson, Laura Deaver, and dozens more believe this will do more harm than good.
Nobody in this area is opposed to change. What we are opposed to is an industrial facility.
They are concerned with pollution from the rail yard, water wells drying up, heavy traffic from all the semi-trucks that will be coming in and out, safety, and the noise. Because for many, their backyards will be right next to the facility.
It will be vibrating our house.
Completely changing the town and its culture. The reason they moved here in the first place.
I love everything about Whitman. It's quiet. We are able to allow our daughter to go outside and she can play. With the construction of this project, that's not something that we feel safe with.
Now at the meeting, BNSF addressed some of those concerns, claiming the rail yard is environmentally safe, they have enough of their own water to rely on. They've also made improvements to traffic flow, and homes will be about a half-mile away from all the action.
And we believe we brought back a lot of the concessions and mitigations that the community's been asking for.
But residents still aren't convinced the railway can follow up on those promises. saying if this does go through, they won't be living here anymore.
It's going to be disastrous.
Now, this plan isn't set in stone just yet. The Maricopa County Board of Supervisors is expected to vote on this matter in August. People living here hoping compromises will be made or they decide to cancel this project altogether. We're in Whitman. Chase Golightly, 12 News.